A dreamer is one who can find his way by moonlight, and his punishment is that he sees the dawn before the rest of the world. Teddy Redgrave. Bixby's contract was most certainly not an overgrown cane rat. Sucker Jones, one of Molly's augmented ruffians, was suffering from a vicious mutation which cost him his mind before you were forced to end his life. Molly herself may have work for you soon, and Dante's boss is a new module for Otto. See, like, we killed this guy, Sucker Jones and all, but the body we found was, like, torn apart with claws and teeth. This guy was pretty human, you know, despite being mutating. So, I'm still thinking it was werewolves. And we just happened to kill somebody there. Let's see. Yep. Red Lantern Lane, Opium Dens, Laundry. Bixby said we'd have a drink to celebrate my success with Sucker Jones. Boy, that's a centaur who can royally hold his liquor. I'm still a titch woozy. Nonsense. We should have had more. Alright, Otto, let's see about the rest of today's business. After you, Mr. Teddy. What is the rest of today's business, I wonder? We could go talk to Molly. That's probably a good bet. I like Dolores. Ah, Dolores Chen. Liable to bite my head off as soon as look at me, but she's a good sort. Just like scrubbing stains to find clean clothes underneath. Ah, Teddy Redgrave. Should have known you'd walk in as soon as I got done mopping the floor. You and your mental friend leave oil stains everywhere you go. Dolores, you know that machines and I are inseparable. Isn't that right, Otto? That's right, Mr. Teddy. Spare me. I don't want to give the impression that I turn away anyone who isn't clean from the top to bottom. Otherwise, I'd be keeping all of London at bay. We promise to tread lightly. Is someone smoking opium in here? I'm picking up the scent. Dolores winces and lifts up a well-tailored suit jacket by the lapel as if it were a tattered mess soaked in excrement. An opium maniac left his rags to salvage. Her scowl suggests a history with use or users. Well, that appears to be a fine suit. You must be mistaken, Miss Chen. I have a better eye for rags than most, certainly better than a machine without eyes to start with. Now that you mention it, they do seem ragged. Come along, Otto. I want to say she was married to Bixby at some point, who runs an opium den, so I imagine that's why she's got trouble there. Let's see. I want to talk to Molly about the giant mechanical arm. That's what I want to do. Navy officer. So, Crane Newsbook. Who's Dante? Ah, Teddy. You made it. Good. No denying the man's enthusiasm. Always got time for a fellow dwarf. A welcome sentiment, but perhaps one day new technologies will allow different races to stop competing with each other and embrace cooperation. Imagine if Dwarf Man and Cyclops all enjoyed the same rights and privileges. Pie in the sky, my friend. Those prejudices are bone deep. I pray you're wrong about that, Mr. Redgrave. You were really talking this place up earlier. Looks like just another warehouse to me. I told you, my employer is big. Well, This is just one of Arsenal's work sites. What do they take care of at this particular location? Good question, Otto. Here at the wharf, we assemble advanced machine components and parts for automatons. I'd offer to show you around, but they're running an inventory at the moment, and I don't want to get underfoot. I already know who Dante has been working for, but I may as well let him gloat a little. He's clearly proud to have risen to the position. So who's the big cheese running this operation? That'd be Silas Bragg, otherwise known as Lord Braxton. Being the in the know engineer that you are, Teddy, you must have already heard of him. Must admit I've heard the name. Arsenal devices are all over town these days. He's a cyclops of some importance to both industry and polite society. He's an undeniably brilliant inventor. On some days I'd even call him a genius. So he struggles to connect, forgets to sleep, and always misses a button on his boots. Nonsense. Lord Braxton pays another man to do those things for him. Although something about him gives me pause. He's working on a side project, the details of which he keeps jealously guarded. I'm starting to think. Lord Braxton shouldn't keep secrets from his top engineers. Not a ripe environment for invention. Well, I won't go into it now. You might as well see for yourself. His dirigible is moored upstairs. We can chat with him straight away. That is, if you're still keen on that upgrade for Otto. Yeah, what about Otto's upgrade? Yeah, of course. We're calling it the Determination Core. I collaborated on the design, but the bulk of the credit goes to Lord Braxton. It was his idea. After all, the product itself is ready and waiting just upstairs. I guess let's head up there. Ready to meet Lord Braxton then? Okay, yeah, give me a moment. I still want to talk to Molly. Can't believe I already forgot who Dante is. Maybe I should play this game in more of a consistent run. Well, well, if it's the pint-sized hunter in the flesh. All right, Redgrave, what's the matter with you? Can't you see I'm busy running this town? Show Molly the picture of the mechanical arm. Otto, show her the picture you took of Sucker Jones's arm. Affirmative. Take a look at the souvenir I picked up on a recent job for Bixby. I believe it belonged to a man in your employ. Called himself Sucker Jones. Molly makes a show of carefully examining the artificial appendage, but judging by her expression, guessing her technical knowledge is next to nil. She exhales wearily, almost sincerely, but I'm too familiar with her ways to believe it. Yeah, this is one of ours. It's very new tech. I'm sure you saw that right away. At least it survived Jones' explosion? Or whatever happened to him? Well, I do have a few questions. I'm all ears. Where'd the arm come from? I was having a bit of wonder about the origins of this piece in particular. Oh? Good friend of mine at Arsenal is certain it was developed there, but that's leaving off how it came into your hands. I don't know that it's important, but Lord Braxton and Arsenal engines are the originators. You know what a disaster the original augmentations were for us. Things have improved over the years, but this represents a leap forward. Consistent, reliable, and pain-free function. And all in the service of beating people up. Sucker Jones told Otto something about a serum he was using. Miss O'Malley, Mr. Jones, said that your organization supplied him with a serum to counteract an infection brought on by his augmentation. The serum seemed to have several unfortunate side effects. Yeah, including uncontrolled cellular growth, wild mutations, and madness. She shakes her head as if musing upon the foibles of an unruly child. Honestly, they may look rough and tough, but these dockhounds need more minding than a gaggle of toddlers. Just look at what Jones did to himself. How do you mean did to himself? You installed the augmentation, supplied the medicine, right? Firstly, the installation wasn't the issue with Mr. Jones. Yeah, he was supplied with an experimental serum to control the raging infection in his shoulder. Why should it be infected? That's one problem I've never had. It has to do with the joining at the socket. You'd have to speak with our surgeon to get the details. Go on. But the serum has other beneficial effects as well. Aha! While it controlled the infection, it also boosted Jones's strength and stamina and his speed. It appears he became dependent on these boosts to his, well-being and overindulged. The addiction was the root of his problems, including his altered mental state. Well, let's tell her about our own problems with augmentations. I have what you might call a personal interest in Sucker's augment. My own artificial leg gives me no end of trouble, and it constantly needs adjusting, and the pain is... Careful, mustn't give too much away. It's often uncomfortable. I even have to take a sedative once in a while. I've been working on it all day. Walking on it. But you do not have a problem with infection. No, that's true. That's a bit of luck, I suppose. It's true that infection was one of our main problems with limb replacement due to the nature of the interface with the socket. Interface? Not sure what you mean by that. Let's leave that lie for a moment. Was there anything else you want to ask? Nah, I'm satisfied. You got a big dog. Dogs are cute. Yeah, I reckon I'm satisfied for now. But it looks like you got some to say. I believe we may be able to help each other. We have a leg in your size or close enough for adjustment at least. My surgeon is very keen to try it out. Give up my own handcrafted leg for one of hers? Hear me out before you answer. There's more to this new generation of artificial limbs than you know. The device is integrated into your nervous system through a series of tiny components. After installation, you will benefit from direct neural feedback. Hello. What that means is not only control over the leg, but the sensation as well. If it works as expected, you'll have a natural experience of walking, running, and jumping again. What about Sucker's madness? I'm not clean to lose my bleeding mind. Less of the drama, please. It doesn't suit you. Ask for more information. I don't mind taking risks. I've been to war, and I'm a dwarf after all. But what you have to say about the post-operation serum doesn't exactly inspire hope. Then you should talk to Dr. Wainwright. The two of you share a favorite haunt, the Red Lotus Opium Den. Must be where he dreams up such exquisite formulas. I know the place. You'd better talk to him sooner rather than later. I don't know if he'll be hanging about the den all day. He's a busy man. I need to go directly to the den to find Dr. Wainwright. That is, if I'm serious about this. Speak with the doctor, then come right back. I don't have all the time in the world to help you with this. Alright then, I'll speak to the doctor and come back straight away. There's a good lad. See you later, Redgrave. Like, it seems kind of like a worthwhile risk. I mean, like, it's up there, right? So, I can have a new leg that works really well. I could see a benefit to that. But I could also go mad with infection and kill everybody. I mean, things be things. I say we go for it. Who wouldn't want like a super leg tied to his nervous system? That sounds a lot more painful than my own leg. Not the laundry. The bathhouse. Oh right, there's a fan in there I need to grab. Because Miss Clara Reed wasn't allowed inside. Good evening. Need something to wet that whistle of yours? Nah, I think I'll let the opium den intoxicate the senses. Suit yourself. Den's past the door behind me. Find your footing on the way down. Just keep it open like this. Raucous gents. Where's the fan? There it is. I can't pick it up. Grab that flax of laudanum. Hi, Sugarheart. Randomly woke up in the middle of the night and wanted to say hi. Well, thank you, Gold. It's good to see you. I hope you've been doing okay. It seems like a bit of a funk has sunk over like everybody I know, really. Everyone's either sick or just awful. For once, it's me waking up and not staying up this late, right? The world's filled with many hazards. I should play it safe by taking this with me. Who knows what some beast might pounce on me. Well, I hope you're enjoying the story. We're about to talk to Dr. Wainwright about getting a new artificial leg. Seems Dr. Wainwright is being pestered by some loon dressed up in a mask. But think of the applications in wartime, Doctor, or if warfare makes you queasy, simply everyday medicinal uses. It's kind of tied to your sleep schedule, so that's something. I hope you're doing well. I'm doing okay. Work's been a lot of work, but I think the worst part of it's dealt with. I just get tired of arguing with people to pay me a fair wage, you know? Want life to be a lot easier than this. Seems like work has been a struggle for a lot of people. Yeah. I mean, we're just at a horrible spot. Inflation rose like a ridiculous amount, and work doesn't want to pay the inflation rate. And so everybody should be absolutely furious with what they're getting paid now. I was one of them. But yeah, life is hard. Anyway, with that dealt with, I can invest heavily in my streaming. Because I think the only way I'm really going to get paid is if I start working for myself. And honestly, streaming's been working out a lot better than I expected. I hope it goes well anyway. I would so much rather do this than write financial software for rich people. Dr. Wainwright. Yes, I'll give it some consideration, but you know it isn't my decision alone to make. Of course, in the end I believe you'll do what's best for the Empire. You want to find a way to work for yourself as well? Yeah, like it seems like the only way to get by. No one's ever going to pay you what you're actually worth. So the only way to actually get what you're worth is to work for yourself. I kind of strongly believe that these days. Of course, in the end, I believe you'll do what's best for the Empire. The odd fellow rises, nods briefly in your direction, and leaves with a swirl of his cape as if he walked the stage of the theater. Wonder what that was about. Dr. Wainwright, I was wondering if we could talk about something serious for a moment. Certainly, Teddy. You have my undivided attention. What is it? Molly O'Malley is offering to replace my metal leg with a better version from Arsenal Engines. But there's some risk of infection, according to Molly. According to Molly, you've ginned up some kind of serum to fight this. If by ginned up you mean developed through a painstaking research and testing, then yeah. What do you want to know? What's in it? How does it work? In a curative sense, the serum rapidly increases the production of red blood cells to repair damaged tissue and bones, deadens or interrupts pain signals from the nervous system, and prevents white blood cells from attacking our inorganic implants. Sounds like a miracle, all right. Side effects include superhuman strength and speed, which in a tainted batch of serum could become uncontrolled. As for what's in it, I'm surprised Molly didn't mention it. Werewolf blood is the magic elixir that makes it all possible. We synthesize their exceptional healing abilities almost perfectly. Werewolf blood? It gives me something to think about, all right. Anything else you wanted to know? I've seen the serum's effects on one of Molly's dockhounds, Sucker Jones, and it wasn't pretty. I heard about the case of Mr. Jones. He was an invertebrate gin bibber, and often in an opium daze, hardly an adequate candidate for the serum. Additionally, he was never a patient of mine. It would seem that someone has leaked my research and a tainted bootlegged version has made its way into Jones' possession. But what you've got is safe? For me, I mean. It's as safe as my considerable skill is able to make it. Any type of surgery carries risks, but I assure you, in your case, it would be much less dangerous than, say, the original amputation. I don't know if this decision is getting easier or harder. Was there anything else, or can I relight my pipe now? I suppose we're not done. Thank you, Doctor. Oh, you could also talk to one of our subjects if it would set your mind at rest. Any dockhound with an artificial arm or leg should do, I'd think. I know just the one. Let's not chat with too many people in the opium den. I'm smart enough to keep my business to myself in crack dens, you know? You just get in there, you do your crack, and then you leave. It's proper crack den etiquette. Follow me for more life tips. Alright, Source Square. There's a lady here with some, like, bladed augments. Or at least there was. I don't know how my hope got to absolutely miserable. Bladed dockhound. Look at this dockhound. Blades where her feet should be. She looks uncommonly deadly. What are you doing out here? Not much of a view. I'm doing me job. Not that it's any business of yourn. How about we start over? I'm Teddy Redgrave, monster hunter, and you are? Olivia Lynn will tell you to bugger off and if you keep being a pest. I'm gonna keep being a pest. Yeah. Curious as to how you're holding up with those augmentations on your person. Any side effects? Only got those very recently. Still don't know if or when they'll break down. Fair enough. Thing is, I may be interested in getting an upgrade. Know anyone else whose brain I can pick? Maybe Paco. He's over at the warehouse. Good to know. Let's see. But which warehouse? That's the thing. Like, there's dozens of warehouses. Beggar's Lane. Yeah. Like, we were just at Arsenal's warehouse. But I've seen them around here before. Where is Paco? Paco! It seems like our dockhound friend has taken their leave. Good thing I got one of Otto's new components from the body earlier. Alright, like we looted a dead body over there. Good times. I don't see I don't see Paco. Maybe he's inside over here. Ah, this is a warehouse. Good. And there he is. What you gopping at? Introduce yourself. Name's Redgrave, friend. The resulting snort is not one of camaraderie, but he answers nonetheless. Paco Melendez, Dockhound. What'd Molly send you in here for, Paco? Ah, the usual guff, some ne'er-do-well skulking about, asking for trouble, so Molly asked me to keep watch for a bit. Ask about his prosthetics. It's a nice set of teeth you got there. Molly set those up for you? Maybe. What do you want to know? Impulse brutal. Force him to talk. I mean, I've got the brutal... How did I get brutal? Is that here? Insightful. I'm insightful. Meticulous. Brutal. Yeah, okay. I mean, if I'm brutal, let's try to be brutal. Force him to talk. Oh God, he's gonna bite my fingers off. Making a deal with Molly to get her newfangled implants myself. If you like all the parts exactly where they are, I suggest you start talking. You think saying Mistress Molly's name is out loud is gonna turn me into some jelly? Dockhounds are made of stronger stuff. Now bugger off. That was bloody useless. Looks like I'll have to make this decision on my own. Hey, can I have a cigarette? Before I go, you wouldn't have to have a cigarette. Ah, you bloody beggars, the whole town's full of you lot. Anyway, what do I care? Molly hands them out for free. Have a handful. I'd better not smoke them all in one place. Thanks for the cigarettes. Well, Paco, it was nice talking to you. But I'd best be on my way. See you around, Redgrave, if that's your real name. You know, for the most part, I was very polite there. Like, I go in and I'm like, hey, it's nice to meet you. Now, tell me about yourself or I'll beat the crap out of you. Alright, nice talking to you, bye-bye. Didn't quite fit, you know? Now, let's see. Shoot, let's just go and get a shiny new leg. I was supposed to come straight back, but you know. Redgrave, back in time. Oof. Back again. I see. What is it this time? To revisit our discussion about augmentations. Oh, talked to Dr. Wainwright, did you? That I did. And? I agree to the procedure. Very well, I've decided I'll do it. Yes! If there's even a chance I can find relief for the pain from my leg augmentation, I have to take it. My other option, hobbling about on a crutch, put a quick end to my employment. Good. Talk to Gordon Gray at the apothecary. He'll get you fixed up. And don't wait around all day. Why's that? Gray needs time to prepare, so if you're really keen, you need to let him know well in advance, otherwise you'll miss your chance. Fair enough, Molly. I'll make sure to visit Gray sooner rather than later. Good idea, Redgrave. You won't regret it. It feels like a pretty bad decision, but I'll regret it. I mean, they make it seem like a really bad decision, but like, I mean, it's a super leg. How could a super leg go wrong? Voluntary surgery never hurt anybody. Peek through the window. Wonder if the glass could be improved upon. The world's so busy thinking about what we can do with Steamworks, it seems like older technology has fallen by the wayside. Right? Be nice to be able to look through a window. Hey, Gray. The proprietor, Gordon Gray, works away at something on the desk, like hair falling over his eye. Gordon Gray, how have you been keeping? Very well, Mr. Redgrave. What news today? Let's see. So many things. Little Bird told me that you specialize in certain kinds of surgeries. So you're Molly's volunteer. I'm afraid that my schedule's a tad packed today, though tomorrow could work. Alright, well, I'll come back later. As you say, sir. Something about Sucker Jones. Well, I recently finished a contract in the sewers for Brixby Browncoat, a hunt for a murderous beast hiding among the pipes and machines. Can't imagine how you do it, sir. Even a busy man at the busy day at the counter makes you nervy. My prey called itself Sucker Jones, but there wasn't much man left in its composition by the time I caught up to him. Dreadful. Please, no more details. I haven't the stomach for violence. Are you in pain now? Damn it, yeah, my hot hip socket is pure fire. Yeah, I suspect you're exactly the Cyclops to help me. Of course. The usual, Gilbert's laudanum? Exactly. If it wasn't for your remedies, I'd have given up my prosthetics and stumbled around with a crutch. Here you are, sir. I'll put it on your account. Obliged. That's the ticket. Gordon, I need some lightweight machine lubricant. 3 drams, if you please. Right away, sir. Here you are. Just on your account, sir. Just what I needed. Thank you. I'll talk to you later, Gordon. Be seeing you. I keep finding like these laudanum bottles. Like each character has found like multiple. I feel like we're gonna get torn apart by werewolves if we don't have them or something like that, you know? Feel like I've talked to everyone to death. Have I ever been to Pavel's Pinfold? Yeah, I haven't read this. Fellow 10-foot alley, a skinny passage with brick walls, and you find yourself in a recessed enclosure where London's rodents are tenderly cared for rather than swiftly taken care of. Canvases sag on loose ropes above your head. Lanterns flicker dimly in the murk. Among the rustling and skittering of tiny feet and claws, Pavel Gerard, proprietor, stands at the ready. The floor is made of broken paving stones and pieces cast away from larger projects. Into his charges, Pavel is a scavenger at heart.